Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanso, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, we got an interesting show for y'all today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. So this is a topic right here that I really wasn't paying attention to until I saw a video from the channel Crunch Time TV yesterday that kind of put this on my radar. I wasn't paying attention to it, right? But as you guys know, last year or last season, however you want to describe it, Bronny James made his debut in the NBA. And there were a lot of things that went on. There was a lot of fanfare. Some people thought he was getting a lot of attention, deservingly so. A lot of people thought that he didn't deserve the attention given the fact that he wasn't a very good player, and he was a talk of the town to the point where talking about Bronny meant you would end up possibly getting cussed out by LeBron James at Lakers games, because that's what happened with Stephen A. Smith. So that went on, season died down and all of that. But as you guys know, the NBA draft went down yesterday, and there was a particular player that was supposed to get drafted that was making a lot of headlines, and his name was Ace Bailey. Now I want to read quickly from a CBS Sports article saying, PR failure. Ace Bailey loses game of chicken to be taken by Jazz at number 5 in NBA draft. A curious and unpredictable pre-draft process for one of the 2025 NBA draft's most talented players ended fittingly in a curious and unpredictable way Wednesday night as Ace Bailey, the Rutgers wing, who canceled a meeting with the Philadelphia 76ers who held the number 3 pick last week, who reportedly was not working out for teams picking in the top 5, was selected number 5 overall by the Jazz. Bailey did not hold a workout for the Jazz in the lead up to the draft and preferred Washington, New Orleans, or Brooklyn over Utah or Charlotte, according to ESPN. His camp seemingly intentionally sabotaged his stock in an effort to get him out of the top 5 to one of the Wizards, Pelicans, or Nets, who held the picks number 6, 7, and 8 respectively, only for the Jazz to win the high-stakes game of chicken. Bailey ranked as the 4th player in the final CBS Sports Big Board ranking of the top 100 NBA draft prospects in the class, and has widely been viewed for months as a top 3 player. His public falling out with Philadelphia last week, however, signaled he was unlikely to play at number 3, and Charlotte has long been enamored with Khan, who they selected Wednesday at number 4. It's hard to call Bailey's selection at number 5 as a draft fall, but it's easy to call the last few weeks a PR failure. Not only did he and his representation fail to steer him to preferred destination, but he landed in a place he reportedly preferred not to land in, all the while took a substantial hit in the public sphere with how he navigated the process. So we got that, right? People were talking about this, but I really wasn't paying any attention to this story, really, because you guys know I don't follow college basketball. I only follow really the NBA, right? But apparently, this content creator was able to point out the hypocrisy from people in big media. Because last season, when Bronny announced that he was only, or his representation was only going to be playing, or rather working out for 2 teams, which were the Lakers and the Phoenix Suns, a lot of people in the media were quiet about it. The people that were calling him out were fans and independent guys, but people in media were pretty much silent on it. As a matter of fact, they were just cheering it up and twerking it up all over the place for any little thing that Bronny James decided to do. And then I started going through the internet and looking up people that were talking about him, and it turns out that a lot of people like Paul George, Kenyon Martin, and others were really going after Ace Bailey for him deciding that he was even in a position to turn down workouts. And I'm like, but y'all didn't say nothing last year when son wasn't doing nothing. And I'm like, this is something we gotta talk about. But before we even get into their comments, today's video is brought to you by sponsor Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. Prize Picks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love Prize Picks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what I want to do is quickly play what Paul George had to say on this podcast and what Kenyon Martin and these guys had to say on Gil's Arena about Ace Bailey's decision to not work out with teams. And then want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to their comments here.
P, what are your thoughts on, because, it looks like that, the Sixers have their eyes on Ace Bailey. And recently, I don't know if it was him or his agent, but his agent or him came out and said that basically that he wanted to go to a team where he's going to be the #1 option. Almost kind of throwing a little demands out before he's even really stepped on the NBA floor. What are your thoughts of seeing a young guy like that? And just from being in the Sixers organization, just does that cause any, we got me, Joel, we got Tyrese, maybe we go, with someone that, is okay with being more of a role player for the first couple years?
I mean, I think if I'm Ace Bailey, I can't get mad if my stock drops. You know what I mean? I can't get mad if my stock drops, But, he's canceled all workouts. Like, he hasn't worked out for any team. So, I don't.
One team?
No.
That's crazy.
He hasn't worked out for any
team.
team.
Tripping.
Yes.
Tripping.
So, I think they made a big deal because we were scheduled to work him out and he canceled the day up. But he hasn't worked out for any team. But, you're not in a position to be making, those demands. You know what I mean?
Not
make it to the league
yet.
first.
Yeah,
you know
not
what I
even
mean?
there
Him
yet.
or the people around him?
It's for sure the people.
Of course,
around
the
him.
people
Right.
For sure
around
the
him.
people around him. I think he's.
Mama and daddy's playing manager.
I don't know who's representing him. I don't know who's representing him, but I don't think they're going about it the right way.
So what do you make of how Ace Bailey's camp is handling this pre-draft process?
What the fuck is up with this entitled
Yeah, who they think they are?
Like,
Who they think they are?
We just saw what they did to Shador.
Hey, come on now.
it's not the NFL though, but
Y'all been there.
know who
What?
been where?
I ain't never been entitled.
Horse
Been
what?
where?
Been entitled?
How many teams you work out for?
One.
My point exactly.
No, but he
I
actually
told
worked
you I
out
did.
though.
I told you what I did
And
yesterday.
what did you do?
#1.
But what did you do?
Like shit, I went #1.
What did you do? You said you ran.
I ran and I
set
jumped.
my ass down.
Because if I didn't go 1, guess where I was going? I had already got promises I was going 2. So
You probably got the same thing.
right now, listen, Stu Jackson, Vancouver Grizzlies still before they moved to Memphis. Stu exact words was if the Nets do something stupid by not drafting you 1, you won't get past us at 2. I promise you that.
So you heard what they had to say. My question is, where was all of this smoke for Bronny last year? Do you know why there was no real smoke for Bronny, apart from independent guys and fans? Because he's LeBron's son. I've been said this. They were handling him with kid gloves because of who his father was. They were actually overlooking things that they naturally would not support. But in the case of Bronny, they were acting like, oh, it's all good and fun because of who his father was. But now all of a sudden, everybody's up in arms about the fact that this kid decided not to work out with certain teams and was doing things his own way. Did we not read the report where Rich Paul said, apparently what Bronny told him is that I just want to hear my name get called. That's it. So how does it go from you just want to hearing your name get called, but then you only decide to work out for 2 teams? How does that work out? How is it that you only want to hear your name get called, but then you only work out for 2 teams. No one said anything in big media. But now all of a sudden, because this kid's father's not LeBron James, therefore he's easy picking. And this was the hypocrisy I was calling out. Everybody was handling Bronny with kid gloves because of his father. And I said, and I made the example about the Kwame Brown thing. Had Kwame Brown, when he was a young man coming into the NBA, had his father been Michael Jordan, do you think Stephen A. Smith would have been talking about Kwame Brown the way that he did? If Kwame Brown's father was Michael Jordan, do you think Stephen A. Smith would have been getting at him the way he did? I don't think so. And therein lies the hypocrisy. One guy gets certain treatment because of who his dad is, and the other guy, well, he's fair game. I'll leave it to y'all to make sense of it all. Catch you guys on the next show, and I'm out. Peace.